Welcome back. We are here with 1421. And today I think it's Anastasia's birthday. So there's that. Last year, Cecilia became an adult. We have her first child on the tree here. Technically, her second child should be on the tree too, but I got the days mixed up last year, so we'll fix that this year. And Thomas wants to marry Adelaide Vautour, but her mother does not approve, so due to Serena's suggestion, he is going to try and train a bit to prove to Rose that he is, a reliable man who can protect her daughter. Also, we're going to get started on some of Serena's romance stuff. I do want to get her going. They're twins, so they will be eligible for marriage around the same time. So there's that. Let's check out what's going on this year. I think we're going to have birthdays every year because we had our children right in a row. So we had Cecilia's birthday, now Anastasia, Emelina, Alexandra, Thomas, and Serena. Yeah, it looks like we'll just be having, for the next couple of years, we'll be having birthdays, all of our birthdays. So let's check this out. We have Johnny Zest 2 and Jaquette Bennett becoming toddlers. That's no 4, 8, or 12. All right, they both survived. We have Guccio Payne, who will be becoming a child, no 9 or 19. He survived. He'll be joining the club. Then we have Ansel 2 and Anika. So Ansel 2, I think, is actually the last Dutton boy, so that's scary. And they can't get a 7, no 7, no 7. Okay. Now Anastasia and Colette, no 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. No! Oh my gosh, both of them. All right, well, Colette, you're not getting married. Just kidding. Oh my gosh, both of them just died. Oh, Anastasia. Okay, well, she's gone. Also, who was I going to have her marry? Dustin? Oh, well, I guess that means Elra Dutton can get married to Dustin. Let's do that instead. Well, okay, so I don't know yet whether Serena is going to marry Zwan 2 or Dustin. Not sure yet. But whoever doesn't marry Serena will be marrying Elra, I guess. Oh, sorry, that's a 0. Okay. So I had to remove, where did that go? Yeah. I guess we can put Elra here in her place. So that means I will remove her from down here. It's hard now that they're getting married at 18 because if I don't marry them right away, then they do their young adult role. Okay. Wolfram Bennett needs to get a 9 or higher. He did. And now Gilbert, our Gilbert. Oh my gosh, he is in his adult part 2. He needs to get a 10 or higher. He did. And now we have to roll a D8 after that. 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh, he is like the longest lived guy ever. Maybe he could get remarried again. Anyway, all right, and then we also have Gilbert Armstrong II going to be marrying Uta Trimboli. She's been waiting since he was at war, so she's been waiting, but here she is. She's beautiful. So they'll be getting married, and then I also have to do the wedding rolls for Ansel and Anika. So first, Ansel will be having 2 children. All right, are there any ladies that are all alone here? Not any that you can marry. Also, I spelled Aeolus wrong. Okay, so Ansel. What was that, a 6? No, a 2. Why did I think it was a 6? Okay. Next, Anika. Yep, we'll be having 7. No one for you either, Anika. Okay. Anika. 7. All right. Now vampire roles. We only have 1 vampire left. Oh my gosh, how crazy is that? I'm kind of scared. We only have 1 vampire left. She just got married. So she can't get a 9 to be accused. All right, she's fine. And then as for Sims, we have Charles. Now her husband, Wybert II, Rose, and Adelaide. Oh my gosh, what would I do if Adelaide died? They can't get an 18 to be accused. Charles, Wybert, Rose, Adelaide. Did I miss one? I didn't count the number when I did that. Okay, yeah, no, I think we're fine. All right, nobody died of that. All right. I think that's it. Let's hop into the game. All right, so like I said before, we only have 3 days in this year because I goofed up on the last one, but we are going to continue to have Thomas and Sugar try and get to that championship level. I think we can get through the 3rd out of 4th categories of horse riding today in this video, so I think that we can do that. We just need to do 2 more things here. So we didn't get expert gold, and I want to. I don't want to leave any stone unturned here, so we are going to try and get gold for everything, and if we don't, we're going to try again. So while they go do that, we are going to have Serena do the household chores, and then she's going to follow up with her night stuff. I don't know why they didn't just go right now. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, so she's going to follow up by practicing. And then when he gets back, we're going to start doing the stuff that we talked about with getting him to the level where he can make sure that Rose is confident that he can be protecting Adelaide as his wife and all of that stuff. So we are going to have Thomas join Serena to come to the Knights gym, and she is going to kind of train him. We can't mentor yet because she's not level 10, but we are going to pretend that she is training him and that she is getting him going. So Dustin is here today, and as you know, Dustin and Serena are kind of rivals. They are, he wasn't very nice to her as children, but he's kind of gained a begrudging respect for her because she is so talented and so strong, and she is just really rising through the ranks here, but she hasn't had an opportunity yet to prove herself. So we'll see if, hopefully she doesn't die in war, but we'll have to see that she can, do that and kind of make a name for herself as a knight. So anyway, she is training Thomas. She's trying to get him to do some swordsmanship training as well so that he can learn how to do that. Kind of a crash course, and then she's going to come out here and talk to Dustin, who has left, which, come on, come back, Dustin. So she is going to talk to him and basically say to him, hey, look, I'm training my brother right now. He has to, get to a good level here so that he can marry this girl, and her mom is not confident that he can protect her. And so it's not like Dustin doesn't know who Adelaide is because he's a knight, and so he would have met Adelaide's father. And so he knows who her father is, and Serena's like, look, I just want to make sure that, my brother can marry the girl he wants to marry. And if you could help us out a little bit, that would be great. So basically, Dustin is going to be kind of engaged into this training regimen and helping Thomas with his training to make sure that he can prove to Rose that he could marry Adelaide. And, Dustin isn't really worried. He actually is kind of becoming friendly with Serena now. So they are definitely becoming friends and all of that stuff. So it is really nice that they are getting closer. We'll see if maybe a little something happens in the future, but for right now, they are just actually becoming friends through this whole ordeal. And keep in mind, one sim day is like 3 months, so it's not like all of this is happening too quickly. But anyway, so we're going to come home and we're going to continue to practice with the horses, and also we'll practice with his sword training. Oh my gosh, my brain is not working. So there is all of that, and we are going to just continue to have Serena also trying to get to level 10 of the fitness skill so that she can complete her aspiration. Then she just has to apparently reach the peak of like physical something. I don't really know what that means, to be completely honest with you, but we will see. So anyway, we're just kind of stuck here. I don't know why. I don't know. It's not my keyboard. I don't know. Something is a little slow, but that's okay. So we're going to keep practicing with our horses. We're actually almost at level 10 for Sugarbush and every single skill for the horses, which is really great. And then we're going to try and use her to get to the Master Horse Championship. And so once we do that, we are either going to sell her, I don't know. Tornado is also doing pretty good. He's got level 10 in 2 things, but we haven't really been focusing on him lately. So we also have Serena doing archery and swordsmanship. That is 2 things that knights should know as well. So again, we're just practicing with everything and trying to get to level 10 in everything. But also, you know, Thomas is trying to get to a point where he can, again, make sure Rose is comfortable with him marrying Adelaide. So anyway, now that we have reached level 10 and everything for Sugarbush, we are going to work on it for Tornado. He's actually doing really good job, but he's only worth 11,000, and I don't know why. Like, I feel like he should be worth more considering he has level 10 in 2 different skills, but I'm thinking in the future we won't try to get the horses to level 10 and everything. I feel like that's too much, but we'll probably try and get them to level 5 and everything. And also, at this moment, both of my Sims died unexpectedly. They just both... Okay. In my defense, that happened very quickly. Not in my defense, I was looking at my phone and didn't notice until it was too late. So, both of them just froze to death. So I'm like, wait, Gilbert, come here. But then I couldn't plead with Grim because I added Grim to my household in a fit of panic. And oh my gosh, so I brought them back to life. That was my goof up. They didn't die. I wasn't paying attention. I was like looking at my phone because they were both queued up to do stuff. And I just looked away for just a moment. And they both died. That was my mistake. I am so grateful to have MCCC in my life so that I didn't have to exit without saving, because that would have sucked too. Oh gosh, you know, sometimes we goof up. It just happens. It's okay. Pretend that didn't happen, but it was kind of funny at the moment and also really scary in the moment. But anyway, so we're moving on. Goodbye, Gilbert. Thank you for your help. It is now the next morning, and we are going to do another horse riding champion. We're going to go to, is it expert? I forget if master or expert comes first, but the highest one we can get in this level, and then we'll be able to start working on the show jumping. Yeah, so that was master. Okay. So now that we've done endurance, everything, and so we've done barrel racing, we've done endurance, and we've done temperament stuff. So we are going to next do the last of the 4 sections, which is going to be the jumping one, which we just got to level 10 in. And again, Thomas is practicing and practicing and practicing because he really likes Adelaide and he wants to be with her. And so we are just going to make sure that he can fulfill that dream. So meanwhile, Serena is also teaching him a few tricks, and she also is giving him some pointers against Dustin, right? Because so the thing is he's going to prove against Dustin that he can do this. And so Serena basically just taught him a trick where she's like, oh, Dustin always like lowers his guard at this point or messes up at this point, and so what you should do is do this. And so she's kind of teaching him a little trick on how to defeat Dustin without being actually super competent at swordsmanship. So it is pretty funny, but she of course kicks everyone's butt. in everything. So we are here now. So Thomas has called over Rose and Adelaide, who of course just left, and I have to call them back using the teleporter, which is super annoying. I feel like I can never get Sims to meet me at the gym. And also because they died, I have to rejoin all the clubs. So anyway, we're going to come over here, and we also need Dustin. It's just a mess. Nobody comes where I want them to come. So we are here, and we are going to try and get all these Sims here so that Thomas has basically called Rose and Adelaide here and is like, hey, you know, give me the chance to change your mind. So, of course, Adelaide is begging her mom, like, please, can we please, like, can't you just, like, give him a chance? And so we are going to not freeze to death again. But anyway, so he is talking to Adelaide and Rose, and he tells Rose, look, I have been training. I am ready to prove to you that I can defend your daughter and I can take care of her. He's like, I'm breeding horses. I got 40,000 in the bank, and I have a good career, a stable career ahead of me, and I also, you know, I'm going to prove to you that not only can I afford to take care of your daughter, but also I can physically take care of your daughter. So we're going to call Dustin over here because for some reason he's just not being helpful. Okay, so now we are going to show Rose what we've learned. And it has been about 9 months, maybe a year, since all of this has been happening. And of course, they're not really old enough to marry yet, so it's not like he's wasting anyone's time. So he is going to fight Dustin, and bam, right away, he uses the trick that Serena teaches him, and Dustin is like, man, like, Dustin's kind of salty about this, because he's like, knew that he was supposed to try and make Thomas look good, but not, like, actually lose. So he's going to be a little mad at Serena for that. But basically, Rose is like, you've given me a lot to think about. And then, of course, she left, so I couldn't talk to her. So we're going to have her come over tomorrow to tell us her final verdict on whether or not Thomas is good enough for her daughter. And, I mean, honestly, I've been kind of neglecting Thomas and Adelaide's relationship in favor of all of this. She's just going to have to wait. So now that it's nighttime, let's start working with the other horses. We have training Tornado and Neptune. We are trying to get them both into a good spot so that we can be confident that we can sell them for a profit. We actually didn't pay any money to get Neptune, so that's kind of the nice thing about breeding them. But I wonder if it might be easier for us to do a horse like rescue, rehabilitation versus breeding. I'm not really sure because I don't know, then you just have to have the horses that you're breeding, and then you have to, I don't know, it just might be easier to buy the horses for $250 and then turn around and sell them for a massive profit. That is like not expensive at all. So anyway, all of the horses and Serena has gotten to level 10 of the fitness skill as well, which is really great. So she just needs to fulfill that last part, which honestly, I don't even know how to fulfill it. It just says like work out every day, and she has been working out every single day. So I don't really know yet how we're going to do that. But anyway, so here we are. It is getting to be the next morning. We will do our horse competition and our chores, and then we'll call over Rose and Adelaide for finding out whether or not we're going to be successful in winning her hand. So there is that, and we are going to have Serena do the chores here. She actually likes gardening now, and we have another gold under our belt, and we're going to call them over now and have them come in the house and talk. So here comes Adelaide and here comes Rose. So we're going to talk to them both, and he's going to basically say to Rose, like, what do you think? And she is going to say, well, you know, you've impressed me. Dustin has been training for a very long time, and you were able to beat him. It must be in the genetics since your sister is so strong. And so she's like, you know what? I think that this could work out. I think that you might be good enough for my daughter. I think I might be able to, you know, hand her over to you and figure that out. So we're going to have him try and arrange a marriage for himself, and we'll see if in arranging the marriage, if she agrees. So we're going to say that to Rose that we'd like to marry Adelaide, and she said yes. She said yes with the arranged marriages mod. So she has said yes. We are now going to be able to marry Adelaide next year. And also, Rose is just kind of looking around though and being like, so not a lot of room for a family. And Thomas is like, oh yeah, don't worry. We're getting a new house next year. So basically, Tom, in the next part, we're going to have a new house, like a shell that I downloaded off the gallery, except it's going to be mostly empty. So we're going to have to like fill it up and figure out the floor plan and everything. But we are going to get a bigger house so that Thomas and Adelaide can grow their family and be successful and have Rose have nothing to worry about. Although I feel like probably in real life, Rose would have come. Maybe should we move Rose in with us? Should we? She doesn't have a husband right now, so she would just be alone wherever she is. So I'm not really sure yet whether we'll do that or not. I'm unsure. Anyway, so here is Uta Trimboli is basically going to be marrying Gilbert Armstrong II. So she is going to become the future lady and the first wife of Gilbert II. Gilbert has had a lot of wives, so who knows if this will be Gilbert II's last wife. Who knows? But we are going to bring her over to the family. Here she is, and then here he is. And he's a knight, too, so it might be tough because he will be going to war every year, and he is the only legitimate son of the Armstrong family. So that could be an issue for them, but let's have them come here and get married. And luckily they're both adults. So since the age has been raised to 18, if I even wait just 2 sim years, they're adults and I can actually get them married. So we're going to go with that. And these two are both already young adults and they are going to try for a baby, and then we'll have them get married and we'll update all of the spreadsheet stuff. And then we'll also make sure that she is good and pregnant. So there's that. And we are doing pretty good. So there we go. I've been kind of leaving their like night clothes as the same color as their maiden name. I don't know why, maybe laziness, but also it's kind of nice, a little nod back. So there these two are. She is very happy to be the future lady here, and we are going to just update them here. I'm just trying to find where they should be in the family tree, and there we go. Has Gilbert no, that's Griffith. Okay, sorry. I was like, has Gilbert had 3, 4 wives? How many wives has he had? Okay, and so they're good. They're actually kind of sort of related a little, maybe a little too closely, but I didn't realize that at the time, and I already made the plan, and I was like, you know what, she's only his half aunt. It's fine. They did that all the time back then. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, again, and we're losing Anastasia, which is really sad, so we're going to the church to get their wedding portrait done, and then we'll also kill Anastasia while we're there. And yeah, I really thought that she was going to live longer. I know that some of you were saying, like, it's amazing. All of Emmeline's children are alive and, like, have survived all this time, but we all didn't make it to young adulthood. And next year, I think, is Emelina's birthday, so we'll see if she becomes a teenager. Really interesting to think about. But that is where we're going to wrap up. In the next part, we'll have our heir getting married and hopefully immediately start popping out babies because I am so anxious about only having the one boy. So we will get going on that. And we'll also start working on Serena and her romantic aspirations. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you in the next one.